Hello. Hopefully my audio and video is good. How's everybody doing tonight? Boy, that was a close call. My computer decided to not want to work anymore. I had it up, everything was going good, and I left it up too long, and it timed out, and then I couldn't get my camera back online, so I was sitting there fighting that. So that was fun. So I was kind of sweating it. Had to reboot the whole computer and everything. Oh man, that kind of sucked. But hopefully everything's good. Look in the chat, scroll all the way down the bottom. Good audio and video. All right, that's what I like to see. Scotty Aquatics, hello, how you doing this evening? The Zen Ginger, hello. Pile people, or maybe pile, it's, no, two feminine pollens. Give up, that's funny. Jeff Kane, good evening. Very saying hi to everybody. Oh, yeah, please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. I'm trying to get a bunch of memberships going by the middle of the year here. Outside of Aquatics, how you doing? Got a few things going on. I'm going to be playing around with this microscope. I got a new microscope. It cost me like $13, $15, something like that. Really cheap, but it's actually decent. Definitely was good enough for, I think, I barely played around with it. So what I'm going to be doing is going to be kind of, off script a little bit here, just kind of playing around and see if we can make it work good. But I have a feeling I play with it just enough to think this is going to work good. Skull Aquatics, good evening. So that's one of the main things I'm going to work on. We'll go over some couple of little things before I get into playing with that. Uh, and I've been talking about helping out at the animal rescue, wildlife rescue, setting up enclosures and things like that. Well, we were trying to get to the point that we built enclosures, a bunch of them built up. So I mentioned driving T-posts in the ground to kind of hold them, and it didn't seem like it was necessary. So we were kind of, we probably should, but we just didn't get around to it. Well, we had like 50-mile-an-hour winds last night, and some of those enclosures. You've got an area that's 20 feet long, or one of them is 40 feet long, and it's got a shade cloth on the outside. That's a big giant sail. So the wind was blowing on it and pushed some of them in. So I actually had to hook his truck up and hook not a zip tie. Yeah, basically a giant zip tie, but a tie strap onto it and pull the structure back up on two of them. So he had like a little four-wheel vehicle that he pulled up to and did a smaller one, had it attached to that so the winds died down. I think they're supposed to kick back up too, so hopefully everything's all right. Uh, so I feel like this would be a good fit for you to co-host if Kyle ever looking for one. Oh yeah, sure. I could. It could be fun. I could ask all the questions I have no idea about. We have lots of questions out there that I don't know anything about, but if we had enough people in the chat, we could probably come up with some good answers for you. Let's see here. Jacob, welcome. Coro, welcome. Let's see here. What else is going on? Scrolling. Looking fly pot. Well, this is what I wore to work today, and just what I had through on. I don't have to. I don't really see anybody at my job normally, so it doesn't matter really what I wear too much, except for the safety part. I got to be kind of enough fun to keep me safe. Aquatic moose. Hello, fish friends. I'm excited to see which fry food is the smallest. Good topic. Yeah, I think we're gonna be able to do that. I can tell you which is the smallest. That's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be the Infusoria because those are basically microscopic, and I can see everything else swimming or moving around. So I can answer that question. That's going to be easy, but it'd be cool to see on the microscope how they compare together if I can pull this off. And I've even pulled some spawning mops. So I've got a uh, gardener eye, fundamental panchex gardener eye. I think it's Lithia, or whatever that the locality information doesn't really matter. And those eggs are about a medium-sized egg. Then I've also got eggs in here. I saw a couple eggs from the rocket killifish. Those are very small eggs. And then we've got Aphyosemian's Riggenbacheri, I think it's how you pronounce it. Those are big eggs, and they're much the the fry are big too. Welcome, Jacob. I think I already said that. Um, let's see here. Scrolling. The India guy with fish. Hello. Uh, Zen, let's see here. Zen Ginger. Do you want to officially be added to the live stream calendar in this spot? We can always remove it later. Yeah, I was going to go on there and request that. I was going to do it tonight, but just got obviously my computer messed up and had to move and fry around and stuff. And I got busy. So yes, please, that would be awesome. I think this is going to work out better than the Thursday night, even for me. Seems to be, just got done with the weekend, got Monday out of the way, and now we're got got some things going. So I think that's perfect. It's pouring rain here and very high winds in Connecticut, man. It rained like it's been raining off and on, so the ground's completely soaked. My yard's got lots of standing water in it. Of course, my yard floods and the whole house has flooded out a couple times, so that's not a big deal. My yard's usually always got some water in it, but the winds are what the problem was. My wife, one of our best friends, got us one of those 12-foot skeletons, and it was out front. And my wife keeps it up. We're going to start decorating it for each season. So it was up, and we started getting those winds. We knew they were coming, so we just had to at least laid it down so it wouldn't fall down. So it's already underground; it can't fall down and get hurt anything. Wow. Hey, Amethyst, how you doing? This should be pretty fun. Let's see who else is on here before I go any further. Uh, oh man, my Robia, man, those things. That's probably the most fish I've got. I've got so many adults of those things. It's ridiculous. I think I'm going to that and day eye. I'm going to do a what do you call it? A sale on those. I think it's me buy one get one, buy a pair get a pair free. So if you're interested in some of those, hit me up at pileaquatics@gmail.com. I can get those sent out. But of course, the weather is going to get really bad Monday, Tuesday of this coming week here. So I'm not going to be shipping for a while. If you're local, that'd be great. Hey, Mexicali. Glad you're here. Benjamin Peters, hello. Fish Fam Link, all right. Skitty, how you doing? Let's see here. Scrolling, trying to catch up a little bit before we start talking about some other stuff. Man, Skipper. Okay. So, before I go too much further, I do want to announce since my other alter ego is a snake guy. I'm the president of the Dallas Fort Worth Herpetological Society, and we've been requested to do an event. We've done this event quite a few times in the past. Last year, I think some of us got sick. We were able to make it to it, and it's been a couple years before that with all the COVID and everything going on. Anyhow, but it's called Kids Gone Wild. It's at the Nature Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, and that'll be on the January 28th. And what we do is we just bring a lot of animals out, a lot of reptiles, a lot of native stuff, and some non-natives, and we have them on display there. The last time we did one of these, I ended up bringing out some native fish in a small fish tank, so I incorporated some native fish in there too. And I might do that again. I just thought of that tonight, and I was like, I'd be kind of cool. I got to see what kind of natives I still have that are up and available. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any new ones, so that'll be fun. That's a great event. That place is insane. I think the event goes from like 10 to 6 p.m. I know it goes to 6 p.m. I think it starts at 10. We got to get in there really, really early. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning or something. We got to get there and unload and get out of the area. But it doesn't stop. That there's people showing showing livestock there, man, for like a month. I don't know how long it is, but there will be people all around. So it gets going before we are set up ready to go. Tons of people coming in and asking questions. It's literally, oh man, thousands of people. It's usually stacked through or through deep, waiting to get to our booth to be able to see what we got. We usually put a pretty good presentation. May not have quite as much this year as we have in the past. A bunch of our members, including me, have just kind of gotten rid of a lot of stuff because we weren't doing a lot of shows for a while. We're just finally now getting built back up. So hopefully I'll see you out there. That would be fun if you're in the area. DJ Guppyfish. All right, man. Good to have you. Let's see. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Awesome. Okay. I got my new rack. I finally got it almost completely done. I need 2 more 5-gallon aquariums, at least one more. I like to have one of those aquariums to use for shows and things, so I need an extra one just kind of hanging out. Once I get those up, it'll be up and running. I've already moved some fish in there. Man, I've got a lot more of some of the species than I thought I did. So there's a ton of stuff there. Um, oh man, we got the American Killifish Association put out their business newsletter today. If you guys aren't part of the American Killifish Association, you probably should be. It's a really good organization. The newsletters are great. They list some killifish, the people or eggs that people have for sale in there. They also, if you uh, they also have a journal that comes out. I mean, it's like full color, big, thick. It's not very. It's a smaller, about a quarter page, half page, whatever it is. Smaller size, but man, the quality is great. The articles are incredible. Uh, it is a great read. You can learn more stuff about fishing there. It's really well done. And for $35 a year, it's definitely worth it. Plus, if you're a new member and you join, you can get a free killifish, a pair of killifish. If you join and you would like me to send you a pair, I'd be happy to send you something of mine. That'd be great. I would have no problem with that at all. So if you join, get with the membership director there, Anna, and she can let me know, hey, you want a pair of my fish, and I will ship them to you. So that's one of the cool benefits of joining. Renee, how you doing? Rennie, not Renee. Rennie, I don't know. I suck. Sorry. Jeff, Aquatics, how you doing? All right, so let's play around with this microscope. Let's see what we can do with this thing. Let's see if I can put this out of the way. All right. Oh, I didn't set up the. Give me a second here. I got to set this up. Screen share and stuff. I did not. Oh, I didn't pull up the program yet. Hang on. Give me a second here. I had to reboot my computer. Oh, good. It came up quick. Okay. I was playing around with different. What do you call it? Different backgrounds too for the video. I mean, for the microscope. Share screen. Now, I'm not sure this is going to work with my audio. I might lose audio. Let me know if I lose the audio because it gives you kind of warning. But I think that's for like if there was music playing or some kind of sound in my computer playing. But I don't think it has to do with. So let me know. I'm screen sharing now. Let me know if you can still hear me. Can you hear me? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Give it a few seconds here. I know there's a delay. But I can go ahead and start getting this set up a little bit over here. What do we want to do first here? Oh boy, I'm not seeing anybody responding here. I bet my audio's gone. Give it a second. I can do this another way. That's just the best way of doing it. Oh wait, I didn't transition yet. There we go. Okay, and anybody? How's the audio there? Audio is good. Audio here. Still see and hear you. Yeah. Now let's try this again. Can you? I can't see the mic. Okay. I flipped it over. You should be able to see the microscope. It's out of focus. We'll get that in a second. I just want to make sure you can hear me while you can see the microscope. Just let me know. Tell me microscope and audio good if you can hear me and see. Now I can see perfect. See and hear me. Thank you, Amethyst. Appreciate it. Got free fish. I do get free fish. All you got to do is join the AKA, and if you're a new member, you're good to go. Okay, let's switch over here. I'm not going to be able to see the. Let me see if I can do something here. Hang on. Maybe I can. If I make this bigger, no. I'm going to mess everything up. Okay. Hang on. I'm not going to be able to see the chat, but that's okay. All right. Make this a little bit bigger. I can't. It's going to stay square because if I try to make it full screen, it ends up distorting it. That's the only problem. So this way I keep from distorting it too much. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to put here first? Oh, I have some Nothiobranchius egger eye eggs too. Let's do something like what do you call those things? Microworms. Let's take a look at some microworms. Let's do it first dry, so they'll be not moving very fast. See if they're still alive. I might have to get our sample. I may have dried these out too much, and they may not be alive. Let's take a look. Just bear with me here. Oh, they're still alive. So I can zoom this way in. Let's focus. Or I can zoom it out a lot more. Let me think here. What do I want to do? Let's zoom it out a little bit. I don't want to get too close. There we go. Okay, let's add just a little bit of water to that. Plenty of water around me. Let's just wet it so they can move around a little better. There's my pipette in there. Just a tiny bit of water. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Let's move it. Hang on, let's smash that down a little bit. I'm just letting the bubble up. Guess that's okay. That's just too many of them. Let's see if we can dilute that a little bit. Let's put this Don't worry, I'm working on it. We'll figure this out. We got plenty of time. Okay. Oh, it's still a lot. They just get so concentrated in there. Let's see what I can do. I just wanted to get a reasonable number so you could see them. Okay. Okay, there. Now you can see them a little better. Let's focus. I don't like the way that you can see the lights, the LEDs, but oh well. Yeah, that's crazy. Tell you what, this might be too zoomed in because I'm going to put eggs and stuff beside it. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I like that. Ooh, that's a writhing little pile of worms in it. I mean, I can see Chet if I do this. I'll just move it over. There we go. Yeah, that's what microworms look like under the microscope. Now I put a little drop right beside of that of some vinegar eels. Kind of over here. All right, now let me slide that over the other droplet. And so there, yeah. There's a few vinegar eels in that one corner. Looks like they're trying to go to the light. But you can see the size there compared to there. There's a difference. But if you start, I got too many in there, but if you look closely, sometimes you can find different sizes. They're not all standard size, all the same size. So there we go, those. And then come these little guys here. That's pretty cool. Let's see, what else can I put on there? Let's put a little bit of this is my super fine powder that I use to feed my fry with. Oh, look, there's even some vinegar eels in that little droplet. So let's put some of my powder in there to see how fine it really is. Because I haven't done this. This would be cool to see if my powder is anywhere near as small or as fine as I think it is. Yeah, there's no powder. So yeah, you can kind of see compared to see that was microworms. There's microworms, and there's my powder. So some of those particles are pretty small. Some are kind of big. Some is lumped all together. Let me see if I can get it dry better. Something I can move. Here's a. There we go. Here's a pair of tweezers. Let me see something here. Okay. Let's see if I can break some of these apart. Yeah, this is pretty fine. That is a pretty fine. Let's see if anybody has any questions in the chat or what's going on over here. Give me a second here. Uh, Scrolling back up. There we go. That's cool. That's cool. Thank you guys. Dang it, I'm gonna have to share it on the TV, or I'm gonna squint myself in the headache. I need a glass eyes checked. Nathan, hello, fish family. Stop for a second. Leave a thumbs up and back in a second. All right, thank you. Here we go. Okay, so let's flip back over. There we go. I can see this. So there you go. There's kind of, and this is what do you call it? Bug bites, fluval bug bites, and it's mixed with some of the tropical granules, the tetracolor tropical granules that are ground up in a coffee grinder. So that's why I made those. So now let's compare this. Maybe we can compare some of these to an egg. So let's put something in a nothobranchius egg right there in the middle. Let me go find one. I got a container. This is kind of fun. This is kind of cool. So the microworms are definitely smaller. This is going to be tricky. And I found, is that an egg or is that a, oh, it's not an egg. I try to find a developed egg of the Nothobranchius eggeri. There's an undeveloped egg. The problem with the developed eggs are they change color. They look just like the peat sometimes, or the cocoa core they're on. Oh, here we go. There's one that's looks like it's developed now. Just to separate it out, somehow get it into that spot I want it. Okay. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, so let me get it onto the slide. Okay, there's on the slide. And maybe I can use this pair of tweezers. These are very sharp needle nose tweezers. Kind of push it in position. It's coming. Oh, okay, now it's free. Let's see if I can move it. Seems to be some static. Yeah, I'm getting some static electricity. But there you go. See the way it's moving? Definitely got some static. That's crazy. Oh, geez. Yeah, well, it's going to be wet now. So, now you can really tell those little suckers moving around. You can tell the size of that to the size of those microworms. And let's move it over to kind of give you an idea. Those were the vinegar eels. They're thinner. They seem to be about as long. It'd be great if I get a little guy hatched. That'd be cool. So you can see even the vinegar eels are pretty big compared to that. I think you could probably handle a vinegar eel. Not vinegar eel. I'm sorry. Those are microworms. You could probably handle that. Let's go magnify this a little bit more. I think that'd be fun. Let's go way magnified. Oh yeah, there we go. That is a fully developed egg. Try to focus it a little better. Oh, it's pretty good focus. There we go. Wow. So there you go. There's that. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but yeah, right there. Yeah, you can see my pointer. Good. Let's put this back up here. Hey, you can see some of these are pretty small. So that's pretty cool. Let's look at it. Even compared to the size of some of these pieces, I think you could eat this stuff no problem, especially these smaller pieces over here. That could be really cool. I might be able to magnify it a little bit more. Yeah, I can. Oh, yeah. And that dude's looking right back at us. He is fully developed. How cool is that? You can see the tail wrapped around. Oops, I keep bumping it. But if you look, you probably his eyes are moving. That's what I'm going to say. Bet his eyes will move. I don't know if that's enough water he's in to be able to make him hatch or not. I think that's way cool. Okay, let me see what's going on in chat. I kind of wasn't paying attention. I was having fun. Um, could you slurry the powdered food in some water to see breaks? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea, Benjamin. And welcome, Stephen P. How you doing? Let's scroll back up here, make sure I miss anything. All right, I don't think I missed anything there. Let's scroll back down. I will mix some of that. I'll put some of that into the same fluid there. That'd be easy enough to do. What exists? This is a skipper. This is a Nothiobranchus egeri, blue egg. Actually, it's the same eggs that Scotty has because I gave him those eggs. It's really all the same parents and everything, so it's virtually the exact same thing. It's like a bowling ball. Yep. Time to hatch that one. Yes, it's ready to hatch. This as soon as we're done here, I think either tonight or tomorrow night, I'm gonna go ahead and wet them. Probably tomorrow night, so I can keep an eye on it, and I'll hatch those out. Definitely awesome. Looks like a Halloween decoration on my TV. uh, Benjamin Peters. Wow, very cool. Pals. I'm going to need some links for the microscope. Okay, yeah, I could do that. This was just. I think this was off Temu or whatever it is. It was just a cheap one on there. But it works great, man. I'm really impressed with the stuff. Under $20 for sure. Same Jeff. Hi Scotty, this Scotty. Oh yeah, Scotty Clarks. Okay, so let's mix in some of this powder. Boy, those poor eggs are getting beat up by those microworms, but that might get it to hatch. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull it out of there a little bit to mix it. Just do a little mixing. Oh wow, this stuff just went like dissolved into that. Oh yeah. So now let's take a look at this. This should be neat. Let me see if we can find that egg. Yeah, there's the egg. Pull my big screen back up. Oh yeah, look at that. There's just like almost like a fine powder over the That's plenty small enough for that fish. That's awesome. So now I know that my grinding it up like that will work. Because all this stuff shows little particles in there. That's way small. That's way smaller than even the microworms. The vinegar eels. Let's mix the vinegar eels. Oh, geez. Put them all together. That's already all together. So, yeah. So there's some of those particles. Some of them are kind of big. But it seems like they dissolve. There's all different sizes. So with this, you would make sure this didn't stay floating on your thing. You have to use just a tiny amounts of this, and hopefully you have something like snails in there to help you break that down. This is a slurry and a big old mess. Okay, let's compare some egg sizes and see if I can get this egg back kind of out on the edge. Maybe put it on a different slide because that's getting kind of messy. Got me a different slide, nice clean slide. Let's see if I can use my tiny tweezers here to move it. My eyesight's the problem. I need a microscope to see. There we go. Okay, I can see it now. Bear with me here. Moving it off. Come on. I have my backup plan is a Q-tip. You can use a Q-tip to pick it up and put it in water or whatever. Let's try that. I've had success with that before. Yeah, the Q-tip worked easy. Okay. Let's lay that aside, the dirty one aside, and put this one back into there. Let's see how badly contaminated we got it. Okay. There's our pool of a guy dried out as best it can. All right, now we go through here. Let's compare it to oh yeah, I see an egg from a rocket killifish or clown killifish, Epiplotes annulata. Okay, I'm going to pull it back out. Get this egg in there. Wow. This won't be fertile. I mean, it won't You won't see a baby in it or anything because it probably just laid within a day or two. Okay, move this around. Oops, that one there probably been dried out a little bit. It's on a dent, but you can see. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can both get them both in the same image easier. There you go. Pretty close to the same size. That's pretty darn close. So that's pretty cool. So now we know Epiplates annulata and a Nothio. I'll put another egg in there. Nothio egg, or approximately the same size. Put another annulatus egg in there. No, rocket killifish egg on there. Because that one's kind of dented. I don't think that one may not be fertile. Give me a second. This is a little bit tedious. There we go. This one, bare eye, I can see how like a dark spot. See how good my eyes are. Let's put my glasses off. Yeah, I can see this stuff here, with my naked eye. But basically the same size. I would say that's virtually identical. Let's see what the chat has to say. Da, 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 da. Well, I'm convinced the coffee grinders work well for that. Cool, yeah. That's proof right there. I didn't know for sure. It looks like it's really fine. It looks like it's baking powder, but I didn't know for sure. And now I know too. I'm more confident. And Jeff says I need a coffee grinder. Yep. Pestle and mortar works good too for pulverizing. Absolutely, should work better than a coffee grinder. Really, I mean that should be better. Um, Jeff says probably butchered that name too. Yeah. Oh well. Let's see here. I need a. For the record, the Facebook closed caption typos worse than you, Mark. It's hard to believe. I'm kind of famous as being a typo king. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but oh well. Okay. Man, it's a great idea. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Benjamin. All right, now let me pull those eggs back off. Well, put them on there. Why not? Let's look at we'll look at the gardener eye egg next. That'll be the next biggest egg. I know there were some in here. Give me a second to find some. Oh, there's some. There's plenty of them in here. These aren't going to be ready to hatch either. These are just going to be freshly laid, so you're not going to um, see eyes or anything like that. But like you see on that one lettuce egg, or that rocket killifish egg, I have a feeling that's a fertile egg because it looks like there's some kind of something going on inside that egg. Hang on here. Where'd that egg go? Oh, there it is. It's on the slide. Yeah, let's see if I can roll it in position. Roll this bowling ball in position here. There you go. Let me take a look at this with the bigger. Oh yeah. See, there's a big difference. See, these annulata eggs, I think are the rock killifish eggs are kind of seem to be drying out. And I thought these would be okay for be a semi-annual, but it appears they may not be. But that you can see all the little globules in here. So this thing is starting to develop. So that's a fertile egg. But that is a Philippanchix gardener eye egg. Let's see if there's anything going on in chat. Nope, we're good. Okay, so that's a gardener eye egg. So if you would compare, I know what I'll do. I'll go. Oh, I haven't done the infusoria yet. Let me put the other egg in there, so I have all these eggs together, and then I'll drop some infusoria culture in the middle. I haven't seen it. Make sure there's infusoria in there. It used to be, but I haven't done it in a while. I haven't checked it in a while, so an infusoria culture may have went bad. We'll see. Let me get one of these big giant Aphyosemians Riggenbacher. I think is how you pronounce it. I'm terrible at Latin names. Let me see if I can. There was a bunch of them in here. Where'd they go? These are the biggest eggs, too easy to spot. And I have a ton of these coming up. Man, I mean, I have so many fry. None of them are colored up yet, but just tons of these. This thing is so prolific. I moved over so many eggs today. I mean, so many fried into my bigger grow outs that aren't quite colored up yet. But I've got some Gardener Eye golds coming, and I have a bunch of those. I bet I have 100 of those easily. I don't know if any of them will be males or they'll all be, one sex or another. But let's see. Let's see if I can roll this into position. This is a big old ball. Yeah, the size of that. That is a way bigger egg. That's weird as how it's overexposed and really white like that. To turn down the light. Oop, turn the light all the way off. Pardon me. There we go. I'm not so sure why it's so white, but I think it's pretty clear that you can't let the Epiploides eggs. It looks like the Gardner egg is kind of lapsing in too, but I know those are semi-annual. That should be fine. So there you go there. Hold still. Okay. I think we're pretty good on focus. Yeah, there we go. So let's see what chat said. Nothing really new. Oh, hang on. Can we zoom in on the Gardner eye? Oh yeah, okay. I can do that. Give me a second. Way in. Need to refocus, and then I'll put it on the Gardner eye. Okay. There we are. Yeah, it's collapsing. That's weird. That's about as close as I can get it, I think. Let me see. Maybe a little closer. And get that. That's it. That's all I can do. It's touching. So there you go. That's the best I can do on that Gardner eye egg. That's pretty cool. It was a good idea. Very good idea. So let me zoom back out a little bit and put some of this infusoria. I hope there's some infusoria in this. And into the mix. Go back up to about here. Focus. Let's move this around a little bit. Man, yeah, those are weird. It's just collapsing like that. Now this might re-wet it because this will be kind of wet. All right, let's drop. Looks like we still had some of the bigger worm looking. Those have got to be. I don't know what those are because that's not. Move everything all around. Let me refocus. That might be some type of. What are those things called? Nematode. Let's look around. You should. Let me zoom back in because you should be able to see really tiny squiggly things in there. I mean, just barely even. You should barely be able to see me when I'm in this. Here's my location. I'm not seeing. Try it again. Normally, the whole thing is kind of squiggling with little tiny critters. I'm not seeing anything like that now. Let's see an infusoria in here. Let me see if I can mix up this mixture a little bit better. They may have all settled down to the bottom or something. All right, let me try to suck some of this this water up. Replace it. Give me a brief second. No, that's not going to work. It's going to suck up the eggs and everything. Okay. Hang on here. Let's see what we got now. All right, let me zoom back in. That's a big old tall bubble. Let me see if I can flatten that bubble out a little bit. It's just not really. Surface tension is kind of kicking my butt. All right, let's see what we can do. Hmm. Strike it out. Oh, I thought, yep, there's some infusoria. Right there's one. See running around? That's infusoria. So yeah, it is way smaller. Let me see if I can find some of the eggs. Oh, right there's one of the eggs. And it swelled right back up again. As soon as it got a little bit of moisture on it, which is good. Okay, there's our Nothiobranchius egg. Let's see if we get there. There's an infusoria right there. There's another one. I don't know if it's paramecium or whatever. See how small it is? See, I'm bumping the table now, and they're in fluid, so it's making it. I'm using my mouse. So you see these little things swimming around? That's infusoria. So this egg and this one love to eat these little infusoria. So those are definitely small enough to be eaten. They are teeny tiny. Yeah, you need to get one of these microscopes, man. These things are cool. All right, let's jump back over here. Let's see. Uh, sorry, still I was working on something. Okay. I'll be glad when I hit my new tanks. I'll get my new tanks set up for my killifish eggs. Yeah. It's awesome. Uh, oh, that's teeny tiny. Yeah. That's it's not even in the ballpark of the other stuff we were looking at. It's an order of magnitude or two smaller. So the infusoria are just there's another one right there. There's some of this stuff called paramecium. We're probably in there. That something like that is probably a paramecium. If I can focus on you, it's hard. These are usually like a oval kind of shape. There's all kind of stuff in here. And with this, I don't know what magnification, honestly, because the manufacturer says this thing will magnify up to 1,600 times. This is not 1,600 times or anywhere in a ballpark of 1,600 times. So I don't know. I don't know what the true magnification is. And it does matter because I can basically, I'm moving the thing up and down and refocusing. It's how I'm zooming in and out. But it's not a true, nothing I can really look at, nothing I can tell you. I don't even know how to guess what it would be. It's not very high. Maybe 100 power is what I would assume this would be about. Looking swimming for Surrey, that's what I'm trying to look for. Trying to look for anything really cool swimming around. What I could do is go into one of these tanks. Find one of my older tanks that's got some gunk on the bottom, and we could stick that in a microscope. See what happens. There's a big old blob of nastiness right there. I don't know what that is. We can't. Oh, can't resume it. Well, let's set this aside. I'll get those eggs off of there in a minute. But let's just go get a sample of water just to kind of see what's going on. Let me flip around here. I don't want to use any of the new tanks because there shouldn't be much in those new tanks. Gotta have a good one around here somewhere. Let's work that out. Let's see. What would be a good tank to use? It's kind of probably gonna have some cool stuff in it. Let's go over here. I might lose me. Hang on here. Don't go anywhere. Oh, I know what we could do. Let me do this, and then I'll put what's called oh we can put what are those things called? Brine shrimp. Lily hatch brine shrimp underneath of there. Now let's see what I got in my water. This is right on the bottom of one of the tanks over there. I kind of stirred at the bottom. So this should be something in here, you'd think. Man, I got duckweed all over myself. Huh. There's some mulm. I gotta move it up a little bit. I can be able to move it around. I'm not seeing much move around. Yeah, it's just a drop of that water off the bottom. I don't see anything in there. I don't see anything moving. Yeah, weird. Okay, well that didn't do much. So I'm not gonna worry about playing around with that too much. Let's go get a get some brine shrimp. Let's see what they look like. See how big they are. Give me a second. So loud, there's only too many eggs. Look in there. That's a big sample. Let's see what these little guys look like. I bet they look gigantic compared to the Nymphosoria. And I bet they're even bigger than my microworms and all that good stuff too. So let's move this out of the way. Get a fresh slide. I guess I could put a slide cover on it. All right, let's see if anything's going on in chat here real quick. Pond scum, yeah, that's basically all it is. Filter sludge would be cool. You know, I've tried that before and it doesn't really work. Good time to mark. Filter sludge would be pond scum, yeah. Is it necessary to put plywood on a wooden rack system, or can you get away with just putting 2x4s or getting 2x4s if I add enough cross support? Depends. They depend on the whole setup. Let's see. I use a thin piece of plywood on top of my metal racks. That's just what I do. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Wichita Falls Fish Keeper. Hey, cool. I am over here in Granbury, Texas, so I'm not too far from you. Okay, let's stop playing around with that. Let's look at some of these brine shrimp. Oh, that's a nasty slide. I didn't clean that one last time I used it. I'm gonna do that. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can see some of my naked eye before I get in the microscope. Nope. Oh, that's because I didn't suck any out. There we go. See if I see some swimmers. I see a bunch of eggs. Oh, there's a few swimmers in there. Let's put a bigger sample. There's a few swimmers. A lot of eggs. I didn't let it settle enough. And this was a pulled brine shrimp from there earlier today. So this was like what's left over at the bottom. And I just tried that the bubble are still on. Okay, let's see. Let's focus this. Kind of hard to focus. It's kind of a thick layer. You know what I mean? It's a big bubble, so they're anywhere in that bubble. But you can see them in there swimming around. Let's see if I can kind of make this a little better. Let's move here. Let's zoom like all the way in. Focus. Those are eggs. Those are the eggs, and you can see the little dudes underneath there. I wonder if I can bring an egg back into this so we can compare. Let's try to do that. Let's pull one of those eggs back off from earlier. Let's put that Nothobranchius egg in there if I can get it off of here. Let's try the old Q-tip trick that worked good last time. I got other eggs. Notho didn't cough. Come on, Notho. Come on, buddy. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Now I just got to get it into that. Very tedious. I used to work on a helicopter gyro. Some of those parts are super tedious. I've got pretty good working with super tedious, tiny stuff. Okay. So what is going on there? I don't want that running on light like that. Come on. Why is there a light bulb? Light just right on it. Okay, there we go. So there, yeah. You kind of get an idea. It's hard to focus on both because they're at two different depths. I mean, that's like sitting on the bottom, and those are swimming through the water. But gives you a good idea. That's going to be really hard for that little dude. Come on. There we go. See how big that is compared to him? That's going to be hard for that little guy when he hatches out to eat those. And it's possible, but it's going to be right there on the edge. He might be able to rip some legs or something off, but I don't know if he's going to be able to eat that. What do you guys think? Think he'd be able to eat that? Uh, let's see here. There's 10-foot long rack. Okay, that's talking to each other there. On break at work. Got to run. Have a great evening. Oh, thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, those baby brine strippers look kind of scary almost, don't they? Nice to be able to switch tanks if we needed. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question about the size of some of this. Um, there you go. Let's put a garden eye egg back in there. I know a gardener eye can eat baby brown shrimp. No problems when they hatch. Of course, I'm not going to be able to see the embryo inside of there, so that's going to have to use our imagination a little bit. Imagination. Okay, let's drop. Let's push those eggs back in. Oh yeah, and I got a uh, clown killifish egg in there too. So good. All right, let me see where they're at. It's hard to. Where'd they go? There they are. So the big egg is the gardener eye, and the small egg is the clown killifish. So I think it should be obvious. And I wish I could get it away from the edge. Let's see what I can do. We can look at that a little bit better. Let me know if you guys got any more ideas. Yeah, it's just it's not ideal. Still tell right there. That's a good. So the gardener, I'm still gonna have a hard time eating that, but they do. But still, a lot better, a lot more likely than this little dude on the side over here. Yeah. So there you go. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Uh, Maybe some small ones. Yep. Jeff Kane. I think you could take them. It definitely. Which ones? The gardener eye or the what do you call those? Nothobranchius. Kind of like dripping a whole baked chicken in front of a toddler. Yeah. Nice, Scott. Nathan, hello. I just used 2x4s. Okay, just explain how he does it for sure. So I think that's a pretty cool demonstration. And I've already started working on another fish rack. I think you guys are going to find this fish rack pretty interesting. The newest one I'm working on. Hey, I'm going to put a piece of duckweed under the microscope. Because why not? Because I've got tons of it. I can actually sell duckweed at shows. These people laughed at me and I brought duckweed for sale. Until I sold out, the very first thing I sold out was duckweed. People were practically fighting over it. Let's go with the little piece. Yeah, that's just a tiny little piece of duckweed. I hate this little stuff. Let's throw it in the water. There we go. Let me switch over here so I can see. There we go. There's. Oh, that's all. Man, I think it's beat up pretty bad. Let's do a better piece than that. That looks like garbage. Let's put a big old piece in there. Yeah, let's put this big piece in there. The bigger stuff, I don't mind so much. Not quite as a big of a pain. Oh yeah, yeah. This microscope rocks. It's got my endorsement here. I think the baby brine shrimp are squiggly enough that they look larger than they are. Jeff Kane. Oh, that's very possible. It's very possible they just look bigger. But, so there's what duckweed looks like under a microscope. And there's some more of those dudes swimming underneath in there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we should dude would hatch. That would be way cool. And those are the eggs, as you can see. Those little round things. Those are the oh, brine shrimp eggs. Here, have some decapsulated brine shrimp eggs. Let me throw those in there. You know, let's do that. I got some. That'd be cool. Now, decapsulated brine shrimp eggs. They're basically brine shrimp eggs that they've used. Usually, it's chlorine, Clorox chlorine. Let's not use a brand name. And they just remove the outside shell. What you got left is like pure uh, brine shrimp. So it actually should be more nutritious because they haven't had a chance to burn any of the energy off of it. So let's just go over here. And we'll mix it with some water here too. I just want to see it looks like dry. Switch over so I can make sure it's in focus. Yeah, there it is. It almost looks like eggs that are like dehydrated. Strange. All right, let me hit it with some water. Now, normally what I, excuse me. Normally what I do with this stuff is I put it in water, mix it up a little bit, and make sure it sinks. Originally, at first it'll float, and I bet oh man, it's hydrophobic basically too. I bet you'll see these rehydrate. But after they rehydrate, that's probably when they're starting to sink. Is what I'm betting. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, there we go. There's a big old blob of them. Huh. So I mix them up so that way they sink. Because I found if they sit on the surface, there's some that are floating. If they sit on the surface, what will end up happening is they'll rot up there if the fish doesn't isn't sitting right at the surface to pick them off. They kind of just rot and go nasty, and then it fouls your tank all up. So I like to mix them up. Usually, like recently, what I've been doing is taking baby brine shrimp, newly hatched brine shrimp, like I had here, microworms, and the decapsulated brine shrimp, and mix them all together, and then feed. So that way, you have a big variety of different animals, different sizes. It seems to work the best, in my opinion. So that's pretty neat. I'm just kind of watching to see if I can see any of those going to swell up on. They're moving around and around. I think they are swelling up. So I'm not bumping anything. I'm not touching the table right now. So I think they're obviously the whole thing is sliding down the slide, but that's pretty neat. So I think this is way cool. Anyhow, we're getting close to the end here. I think that was a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys were here to learn with me. Let me switch back. And there we are. What do you guys think? That's pretty cool. Is there anything else you guys like me to play with this camera? And and see what I can what I can come up with. See other ideas that I can use it for. I'm trying to think of some other cool stuff, but that I think was definitely worth it. It's a pretty cool idea. Put some small tanks sideways. Oh, okay, he's talking about the appreciate pal. Hey, no problem, man. That was a lot of fun. I learned stuff, so now I'm much more confident in using my powdered food for all those little tiny fry. I think they could definitely eat most of it. Wish there was a way I could get it more uniform. You know what I mean? Because it's not quite uniform. Coming in at the end, oh man, sorry, you're gonna have to rewatch that bipolar because I did a lot of cool stuff and saw a lot of neat stuff on the camera on the microscope. I think you enjoy it. I learned some stuff. I figured out that I can grind up um, tetracolored tropical granules and fluval bug bites in a coffee grinder and make it fine enough that even the smallest uh, fry should be able to eat it. I'm talking fry the size of some of the Nothiobranchus and even clown killifish should be able to eat that. So, Benjamin Peters, I would love to see other foods soaked in water and know what kind they are. And I always wondered how much they break down. That's not a bad idea. I have a couple other foods that I don't really feed anymore around here. I could probably round up. I need to throw away. I just haven't yet. Haven't yet. I could see what I could do. That ways I can even. I might be able to get some golden pearls, uh, some of the first bites type stuff, and put a bunch of those together and do the same thing and see how they stack up against the other stuff we did. Let's see, Zen Ginger. Can you actually look at the makeup of different algae that would be, oops, it jumped on me. Uh, Makeup of different algae with that, or would you need further magnification or magnification something like cell structure? Yeah, I don't know if I can look at cell structure with this. This is it's cool. It does a lot of good stuff, but I think we're talking a little bit more magnification. I could look at some of the larger cells, some of the larger celled organisms. I can look at single celled stuff, but what you're talking about, I think you're going to need something a little bit more powerful than this. I can always try it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with I can pull a bunch of mosses. I think I have some algae and mosses here. I got Christmas moss. I should have Java moss. I've got something like Sawasutang, whatever how you pronounce that. I'd be kind of neat to look at it under a microscope because it's kind of like a weird jelly feel to it. And we kind of need to see what it looks like under a microscope. What else? Of course, the regular hair algae. I don't have a whole lot of algae. That's the good part. I got a couple tanks that have algae, but when I set tanks up anymore, I throw plants in there and I get it. I use decomposed granite, and I just don't have any algae. I've got these new tanks that I set up probably a week and a half ago. There's six of them that I put fish in. No, I put fish in four of them right off the bat, and I don't have any problems. So what I do is I don't even cycle them. I throw substrate in the bottom, which is decomposed granite that I washed out with regular tap water. I mean, I washed it for like 45 minutes, trying to get all the debris out of it. It's practically half mud when you get it. So I did that, and then I throw some snails in there. Yes, I absolutely love ram's horns and pond snails. I put those in every tank that I can. The only tanks that I don't, only one, should be only one tank that I don't, and that's because I've got about a 16-year-old yo-yo loach in one of that in a 55-gallon, and it obviously eats everything. So you're not going to have anything like that going on there. Um, then I throw some guppy grass in there, and I throw fish in it, and start feeding lightly. The first week or two, I feed fairly. I don't feed light, but enough. I'll be real careful not to overdo it. I try to put just enough food in there for the fry that are in there to be able to eat. And I'm putting fry in there too, so I'm putting a lot of fry, but they're just half-inch long, maybe three-quarter-inch long fry in there. Probably putting 30 or 40 of them in there in a 5-gallon aquarium, and I just it works fine. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch the aquarium. I have to watch to check it every once in a while and watch the fish. Any sign of distress at all in the fish, they're not moving very fast, or if they're at the top, especially if they're at the top. If they're at the top, I'm doing a water change almost immediately, and while I'm testing. So I'll get the water change started, get the test kit out, start figuring out what parameter went wrong. If it was ammonia that went bad, then I know my cycle isn't all good. I got a problem, so I've got to maybe pull some fish out of there, throw more more what do you call it plants in there. I got to do something quickly to solve the problem. Maybe even get a sponge filter from another tank that's been established for a long time. It's got a lot of fish in it, got a lot of good bacteria in there, and squeeze that in there. That'll help. Now, if I have a lot of nitrites in there, that means I'm partway through it. It means I probably don't do too much to it, but I do have to do a water change, especially if they're showing distress. Do a water change and watch it really good. If it's nitrates, I've never had a problem with nitrates with fish acting crazy or having a problem. But uh, then I would just do a water change, maybe put some more plants in there still. So it seems like no matter what happens, you're throwing plants in there, you're doing water changes, you're throwing some beneficial bacteria in there. I've never tried some of that beneficial bacteria in a bottle. I don't know if that stuff really is any good. It seems like bacteria or any life form needs something to feed on to stay alive. So I'm not sure how that bacteria is going to stay alive in a bottle for months and months. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it goes into a, a stasis and just kind of waits. I don't know. Okay, Carl says, but can you get away with some stuff by using a drop of oil, a piece of glass on your slides, and then you press the microscope objective into the oil? Acts like another lens. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look with rats. I've also helps get rid of light artifacts and things. Yeah, the light's a pain in this thing. That you saw what the light was doing. But let's flip back over. I just been sitting there for a while. Let's just see if that stuff absorbed anything. Let's see, video share, screen share, and transition over. Let's go back down. Since that, yeah, let's go back and look at this. I'm kind of curious. I need to my screen up. There we go, so I can see what's going on. Oh yeah, see, look, they all rehydrated. Check that out. So they were all kind of shrunken in and looking kind of bad. Now look at them. Yeah, they all rehydrated. So now they look almost perfectly round. That's cool. So now I learned something too that does rehydrate. So you need to let them sit for a little bit. Uh, yeah, that's cool. So check a look at it. That's really neat. Man, I'm glad I did this. So what was Carl saying? Let's transition this back over to me. According to Google, the light reflecting will be reduced and decreased due to the immersion oil. This will allow the light to pass through the object or specimen in the object's lens. Okay. Therefore, resolution and quality of the image will be increased because of the oil immersion. Huh. Yeah, if the oil wouldn't the oil kind of mess up life forms though? So I don't want to stick the oil if I was doing something with the eggs and things. I think that'd be a good idea. Uh, so the oil in the same reflect index as the slide glass and the glass in the microscope lens, and then that works some magic or something. I I work larger mic with a way larger microscope, like 80 microns is the smallest thing I look at work. And that is with slides. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I think I am time for me to pack it up and get these all these sponge moths back into their tanks and call it a night. I'm taking let my fish take a week off. I'm not feeding. Uh, we're supposed to. Okay. Anyhow, so I've let my fish kind of take a week off. I'm not feeding them twice a day. I'm feeding them only once in the morning. I'm not feeding them at night, except for the fry. Fry get fed twice a day, no matter what. And I'm not pulling eggs this week. Just letting everything kind of chill. I've done this before, and it seems to really speed things up. I've had problems all of a sudden here recently. I've only got 2 or 3 pairs that are really laying eggs consistently. So I've done this before. You back off, let them rest for a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Start feeding again. It takes them a couple weeks to get back to get their weight back on and start producing eggs again. But generally, you have better egg production, and it seems to be better for the fish. But I may not know what I'm talking about. It just seems like that's what I need to do. Thanks for the stream, everyone. You're welcome, Jeff. Thank you so much for showing us the stuff, Mark. You're welcome, Carol. Uh, you're welcome, Jeff. Hey, if you really like it and think other people would like this, please share it out. I would love to see a lot more people watch this one because I think it's a really good live stream. I think I had a lot of good stuff on here. So if you believe you do too, so please like, subscribe, and share it if you can. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.